Oh man, ladies and gents, welcome back to another video. Starting today's video off from downtown San Diego, specifically from the USS Midway, but we're doing something a little bit different today. Instead of a super fast-paced, I don't know what's going on kind of video, you guys have some questions and I have some answers. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys might know that just a little bit ago I asked you guys to ask me some questions if you guys want to get to know me a little bit better, and you guys came through with some pretty good questions. I'm not gonna lie. I asked for a Q&A actually quite a bit of time ago, and I got a couple questions, but it wasn't very many. It was like I don't even know, dude. I got like 10 questions, and they were like questions not even really interesting at all. So with this time, you guys came through, so we got some good questions today that we're gonna go over as we're riding around beautiful San Diego. So let's jump right into it. But actually, before that, I have to show you guys something. So you guys aren't surprised. Ready? So just yesterday, as I was cleaning my chain, I realized that I broke every other tooth on my sprocket. Obviously, I can't spin it around because I don't have my stand, but every other tooth on this thing, all the way around, broke. So it's not going to be too much faster today. It's not going to be too many wheelies until I get a new front sprocket put on, which should be sometime soon. But for now, just going to be enjoying the road. Let's get right into it. First question coming from my boy Woody asking, what's the fairing change coming for a new bike? Well, actually, I think you guys just saw it, but I'll give you guys another look. Well, here she is. Still not done yet. I still have the back wheel to do. I was doing it last night. I just haven't put it on yet because the tire is pretty bald, and that's a good tire. So just leave the black rim on for now. But here she is for the most part. Just imagine this wheel being back there. Same color. Went with the same design. Although it's a little bit better, in my opinion. I think I definitely did a better job wrapping this time than I did the last time. As you can see right here, remember on the last go around, there was like a big fat bubble right here. Yeah, laid that shit down real nice. Same thing with this side. Imagine back wheel, same color as that one. Only thing I did mess up though is the alignment right here. It's a little bit off, but I'll definitely fix that sometime here in the near future. Next up, coming from my boy Jay, asking not really a question, but full leathers canyon track video. Well, yeah, eventually I do pretty soon here, I think, before the weather gets too cold. I definitely do want to go back to the canyon. I'd love to go back to the road I actually crashed on, because that is a really fun road when you're not sliding across the pavement. And I was supposed to go to the track a couple of months ago for that big old track day and with the thing, but that happened after I got my bike impounded for that whole group ride thing that went south, whatever. So yeah, coming soon, I just don't know when. Third question for the day, coming from Midnight Rider, is California the best state to ride in and why? I feel like I can make a whole video about why California is so amazing, but as you guys see all the time, anytime I ride here, it's good weather, it's sunny, it's rarely ever cloudy, it never rains here, freeways are huge, they're super open, for the most part. The cops are chill. I've had a couple things happen, but most of the time I just get a lot of the warning. Especially running from the cops here in California is such a big thing that most of the time if you get lit up and you pull over right away, unless you're doing something crazy, most of the time they'll just let you go in the warning and say slow down, stop being an idiot. Some other things, kind of going back to like the freeway system. Well, actually, let me back up. During my time on the East Coast, or the freeways out there, it's like a 2-lane road. The top speed is like 55 miles an hour, maybe 60. Out here it's 65, but nobody does 65. We have a lot more lanes, adds a lot more people, makes it a lot more fun to ride, but also just the pace is a lot faster. I mean, just right here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lanes if you count the merging lane. And also there's just so many things to do here in Southern California. I mean, from where I live, if I drive north 1 hour, I'll be in Oceanside. Oceanside, San Clemente area, which is obviously different than San Diego, but very similar, very nice place to be. If I drive 2 hours, I'm in LA. If I drive 25 to 30 minutes west of where I live, I'm at the beach. If I drive 20 minutes south, I can go to Mexico. If I drive like 45 minutes like northeast, then that's gonna put me up in the mountains, maybe up in the snow during the winter time. And if I drive once again like 30 to 40 minutes east, then I'm out in the twisties in the mountains. So for all my fast boys that really want to get low, that's the place to do it. So then more specifically for motorcycle laws, California's like the only state that allows lane splitting and filtering, so stop and moving traffic. I don't know if it's the only state, someone can check me on that, but also going with that, I mean, lane splitting happens everywhere, legal or illegal. Not encouraging it, but it happens. But here, whenever there is traffic, if you lane split, most people will move out of their way for you. And they make it nice and easy for you to go through the middle. In other states, like when I was on the East Coast, North Carolina, people would literally move into the middle of the lane just to not let me through. So to sum it up, the weather, the location, the accessibility of everywhere, like I can go to the snow, the desert, and the beach all in one day, and the mountains and all that stuff. I know I said I wasn't going to do wheelies today, but I can't help it. Oh my god, bro. hope I summed that up pretty good. It wasn't too choppy. Anyways, next, for all my fellas that like the city life, take a time to enjoy downtown San Diego, because it's not that often I'm down here. Next up, coming from Hollywood V4, asking why the R1. I got a couple reasons, but one of the main reasons. A pretty big reason is the just the sound of the bike. I feel like a lot of bikes sound pretty similar, like Hondas, Kawasaki's, Suzuki's. They all pretty much sound the same, give or take a little bit, but for the most part they all sound pretty similar. Very high-pitched tone. You can't really tell what bike is what if you just hear it go down the street. Like, you have to see it. Besides, like, a couple of like key features, like the ZX10s, when they shift they pop a lot, or I don't know, something like that. But the Crossplane engine is just so different. Also something I've never really talked about to anybody, but I need to stop sliding my tire. Damn, look at downtown now. Can I go through here? Wait, I don't think I can go through here. This is a nice ass park though. Oh, look at myself in the reflection. Oh my lord. But another reason that I haven't really talked about with anybody, to try to keep the story fairly short, but long story short, when I was looking at getting a bike, I was looking into getting a 636 before I got the R1, and talking with my homie Jay, who used to ride, then he got into an accident, broke his neck, and his dream bike is an R1. He was never able to get an R1, so then when it's time for me to upgrade, he convinced me to get an R1. So part of the reason I got an R1 is just so he gets to, even if it's not his, and even if he doesn't get to ride it, he gets to keep an R1 close somewhat in his life. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, maybe that sounds corny, but that's what it is to me. Pulling up to the Midway right now, an aircraft carrier that served in World War II, but is now permanently stationed here in San Diego as a museum. I remember taking a field trip here in like sometime in elementary school. What's it like living in Cali? It's expensive, bike scene. What are the people like? So for those of you that don't know, I am a California native, born and raised here in the city of San Diego. So I feel like my opinion on the city might be different than yours if you've only ever visited. But I love it here, dude, honestly. It's definitely pretty expensive, especially if you're from a place where things are literally just less than California. I mean, it seems like everything here is so expensive, but to me, it's kind of just how it is. The bike life here is awesome. Just like pretty much everywhere I've gone and I've met people, especially in the bike community, between here and on the East Coast, bike life here is probably just as friendly as anywhere else would be. We all do the same thing, enjoy the same passion, and take the same risk. People-wise, I mean, it's just a chill. There's a couple tweakers here and there you gotta watch out for, like specifically in downtown San Diego. But the average Joe here's pretty chill. Everybody's friendly. No one's really like freak out on you for anything. It's just, I don't know, like it's chill. Everybody minds their own business. Nothing is like that big a deal to anybody. I worry about me, you worry about you, and everything's good. Once again, coming from my brother Hollywood before, this time asking, is the motovlogging community what you expected? I don't know exactly. I think in some ways yes, but in some ways no. In the ways that it is kind of what I expected, I think that would be like the people who actually want to be content creators will help like-minded people. I know that sounds dumb, but it's a very common thing. Like, you can kind of tell who's doing it because they actually want to do it, they actually have passion to do it, and who just does it because they just bought a motorcycle and, oh, now I guess I should make an Instagram now, you know? Like, I see that kind of stuff all the time. The way that it isn't what I thought would probably be getting to know other content creators. I don't want to be like mean. Some of your favorite content creators are just dorks. Like, when they take their helmet off and they're just being a person, they're like, their personality does not match up. Like, in real life versus who you see on social media. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I think I'm kind of guilty of that too, in a certain way. But some people, they're just, it's like a total U-turn, bro. That's definitely a big one. Just like the amount of actual nerds slash losers who are successful on social media but are just dork in person. I can definitely say that's a pretty big pet peeve of mine. Let me up in here, bro. I need some gas. I swear, bro. It just filled up like yesterday too. See if I can find a couple quick ones in here. Rick Boy Head Billy, my boy Halpo, asking, you still doing that trip to North Carolina? Unfortunately, I am not. Planning on doing it, but plans fell through the cracks, so I will not be in North Carolina this year. Duke Rav asking, what's it like having so much Riz? It's a gift and a curse at the same time. One of my common things I say, probably not too much on social media, but is I am not a boy. I just happen to look like this. That could be a good thing or that could be a bad thing. Depends on how you use it. Depends on how you know how to work with it. Free aim. VR4 Antonio asks, do you have anything you wish you better for next year? Like business ideas or anything else? Yeah, actually, sometime in the next year, 2026, I'm trying to get my YouTube plaque, trying to make some merch to get to you guys. I've been saying it for a long time, but like I know it's something super small and super simple, but stickers. I would love to finally achieve my goal of becoming a full-time content creator. My job could just be this. That would be pretty sweet. And I definitely want to travel more. The little bit that I have traveled, like to Nashville and LA, it was really cool getting to meet some of you guys and just connect in ways that I didn't think I would. Okay, last question at the gas station. What made you do wheelies and how'd you start? So for those of you that don't know, I feel like part of getting a sport bike and owning a sport bike is wheelies. Like whether you want to learn them or you kind of just get peer pressured into learning how to do it, some way, shape, or form, your curiosity will eventually make you want to try a wheelie. Even if it's a little tiny one, even if it's not a wheelie and just getting your wheel off the ground, you will always have that curiosity. And it always starts off small. At first, your goal isn't to do a 12 o'clock wheelie, but you try, like at first you're like super scared, you don't want to do it, but then you're okay, fine, I'll finally try like a little clutch up. You do a little one and it doesn't even get off the ground. You kind of just like max out your suspension, and then you're like, oh, that wasn't that bad. Let me try to actually get it off the ground this time. And then you try it doesn't come off, you try it again and again and again, and then it'll finally come off the ground. You're like, oh, that wasn't even that bad. Let me try to get a little higher. And before you know it, you are literally addicted to doing wheelies. Like, I swear to God, that's not even a joke. Wheelies are addicting. Once you try to learn how to wheelie, and then once you start wheeling, that's all you do. Anytime you go out, you just want to go wheelie somewhere. As you heard every stunner say ever, it's all about seat time. The more you get out and practice and do it, the better you will become at doing wheelies. A little story about how I started doing wheelies. Once I started riding and the idea of a wheelie came to me, I said I would never ever in my life be one of those dudes who does wheelies on the freeway at like 80 miles an hour. I'm never ever going to try stand-ups. I just want to do sit down, and I'm only going to do them slow, like in the streets, like through the traffic lights and stuff. That was the dumbest idea I ever had. And obviously, you guys see that just was not the case at all. I mean, even now, there was a time I said I would never try one-handers, and then I did it, and then I looped it, and then I was like, I'm never trying one-handers again, and then I did it again, right? It's addicting, and like, if you're not careful, curiosity will absolutely kill the cat, bro. Take your time learning. Do not rush the process. Do not feel like you're behind because your friend can do wheelie better than you. It takes time. Everybody learns at a different speed. Everybody learns at a different pace. So be safe out there while you're learning your wheelies. It's not a question, but coming from High Speed Hayden, snow bunnies. Absolutely, brother. Snow bunnies. Even though Hayden isn't black, he does enjoy playing in the snow, and for that, I dap you up. Coming from SDA, talk about running from highway patrol. Should you or shouldn't you? Absolutely not. Do not run from the cops. Everybody's got their different opinions. Everybody's got their different situations and scenarios. But in my opinion, do not ever run from the cops. A lot of you guys don't know this about me, obviously, because I don't really talk about it. But there was a time I ran from the cops, and then I got caught. Beat the case, whatever. But what followed after that was like a year and some change of me having these like legal battles. And it was not worth it, bro. Not even kind of. Kind of like how I was talking about earlier in the video, most of the cops here are chill. They will let you go. Unless you're doing something absolutely insane, like wheeling in between cars at 130 miles an hour, don't do that. But unless you're doing something crazy like that, most times they will let you go. Unless you're like super, super busted, bro. Oh, Loki. Yeah. And most of the time when people run from cops, it's for the dumbest, simplest reasons. They were doing 10 over. Like if that person would have pulled over, they would have got a ticket or a warning for going like 10 over. But instead, that person decided to run, and maybe he'll get away, or maybe he will rear in a car at 150 miles an hour and die, and then kill the people in the car. And if he doesn't do that, maybe he runs and he gets away, cool. Maybe he runs and then he goes to jail for X amount of time, and then now he's facing a felony and this and that. In my humble opinion, if a cop lights you up, pull over, charge you to the game, and keep going on with your life, bro. Next up, coming from R1 Cam 7, with actually a really good question. Something I kind of wanted to talk about for a long time, but I don't really feel the need to, or do I have the opportunity? But he asked, what was your MOS in the Marines? Some of you guys know, some of you guys didn't know, but I actually did serve in the United States Marine Corps for 2 years and 7 months, and then I got ADSEP. I could do a whole nother story on that, but maybe that's for another video. Before we answer that, what's gonna happen? Oh my God, bumpy road today. Come on, man. immediately south of the beach. Anyways, my enlisted in the Marines, I was an 0451 or airborne and air delivery specialist, or what other branches would call it, a parachute rigger. I'm actually gonna pull up right here for a quick little second. Okay, let me explain to you guys what an air delivery specialist is. So, obviously in the military, there's a lot of things that needs parachutes. To put it simply, I pack parachutes. But there's a bunch of different kinds of parachute packing. I think the Navy and the Air Force, I think, they pack parachutes for jets, for ejection seats. I pack parachutes for people and for cargo. So once again, to sum it up for the dumb guys, I pack parachutes to jump out of planes. And if that actually interests you guys and I caught your curiosity, feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys got questions, feel free to let me know what's up or even send me a DM. I'd be more than happy to talk about military stuff if you guys are interested. But anyways, let's get back on the road. Next up, how to up my YouTube game. That's a good question. I'm still trying to figure out myself actually. But there's always the simple things. Stay consistent, be interesting, be yourself, be unique, be entertaining. That's something that it sounds very simple, but some people take that as like passive aggressive. And the truth is, not everybody's entertaining. Not everybody has that natural funny bone. If you got it, you got it. But if you don't, then work on it. Find whatever it is that works for you, and then once you find it, learn how you can get better at doing that. Next up from S1K Charlie asking, what's your 1, 5, and 10-year goals? 1 year goal? There's a bunch of things I want to do in the next year. I want to achieve my social media dreams. That'd be for YouTube, get my play button. For Instagram itself, I don't really know. Just to do more, be more entertaining for you guys. I need to do a lot more traveling. I'd love to get a truck and actually start going to some of these events across the country. Like that'd be pretty cool if I could bring my R1 to Miami. 5 years? Be balling, bro. I don't know. I want to keep being successful in the things that I want to be successful in. And then my 10-year goal? Fuck, dude. I don't know. Probably start a family. At least have a family started. I don't know, dude. 10 years is a lot to think. Okay, time out. I need to pee. And last but not least, from JPEG R2, his question is, what's your main motivation to keep up content creation? Or what's your end goal? When it comes to end goal, I don't think I really have an end goal. I have things that I want to achieve. There's plenty of things I want to achieve, but none of those things would be like the final thing I want to achieve, you know? As for my main motivation, I think that starts all the way back from when I was like a little kid. But also the idea that people want to accomplish their childhood dreams. For me, being a source of entertainment has always been something I've wanted to do. I didn't know exactly what that meant at the time, but obviously I grew up watching a lot of YouTube, and I watched a bunch of other content creators like Badass Gaming and like Dude Perfect, and I just thought it was so cool that they make these videos and they're just always having fun. So then I thought I wanted to do that. I tried to do gaming for a little bit, but that didn't end up working. But anyway, childhood dreams. I think I had 3 of them. 3 like big ones. Obviously I had a bunch more, but like the 3 big ones. My first one was to be a source of entertainment. The second one was to play the NFL. And my third one, I wanted to be a Navy SEAL. Those are like the big 3 for me. So I didn't even end up joining the Navy. I joined the Marines, as we talked about a little bit ago. Long story short, I got kicked out. So now that path was closed. I wanted to play the NFL. I was good. I was decent in high school, but I'm not good enough to make it to college. I'm definitely not good enough to play the NFL. And yeah, like you can do whatever you put your mind to. But at this point in my life, training all day, every day to make it to the NFL, it's not the end goal anymore. That's not the thing for me. The first of those dreams, being a source of entertainment, that's the only one that I still got that's like on the table for me. At least that's the way I see it. I know it might sound super corny or super stupid, but that's what it is to me. That's like the one avenue that I still got that I can still make happen. So at this point of me making videos, starting to have a little bit of success. We're almost at 6,000 subs. I've had one video past 100K. It's awesome, bro. It is one of the best fucking feelings ever to me. You guys ever heard that concept that goes like with your senses? Like if you go blind, your sense of hearing is like heightened. That's kind of how I feel with like me chasing my dreams. All the other things are gone now. So I have to put 100% of myself into accomplishing what I want to accomplish. And I feel like I'm doing pretty good at it. I don't know, I'll let you guys decide that, but from my humble opinion, I think I'm at least on the right track. I feel like kind of dumb explaining that almost. But I hope some of you guys out there who want to chase your dreams, I hope I can inspire you to get after it for yourself. So what I'm saying is if you guys want to get out there and do it, get out there and do it, bro. Don't care about people's opinion, but be able to take constructive criticism. Fuck. I know I shouldn't, but like, hold on. But anyways, y'all, that's where we're gonna wrap it up for today. Makes me super happy that you guys had any interest in me and wanted to ask me some questions and get to know me a little better. Hopefully we can do this again in the future sometime. Hopefully I can give you guys maybe a better, more in-depth video. But if you guys like today's video and want to leave a, maybe like a little comment or something, or maybe a like, maybe drop a sub, you know, that'd be pretty cool. But if not, you know, whatever. Other than that, thanks for tapping in, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.